G'day, Robert Dixon again. I'm going to call this video, Our Sickness is an Allergy to Bullshit, or a Bullshit Overdose. I recently posted a great video interview with American reporter Lauren Southern, which she did in the aftermath of the recent London terrorist attack. She called it, Why We'll Forget About London. I'm going to quote her here to start this because I believe that what she said was absolutely true and is definitely true, in my opinion, of Australia right now. So here we go. We have a sickness inside of ourselves and in our culture. By doing nothing and caring little about the invasion of Islam, it is not our lives, but the futures of our children and their children and other people's children that we are sacrificing. Historically, these things mattered to us. The future of our nation, the future of our people. But today that sentiment seems totally lost. We willfully ignore the fact that we have a problem at all, and we condemn people who try to point out that we do. End of quote. That certainly describes some sort of sickness. Our response here in Australia to other challenges to our future reveals the same sickness of disinterest and uninvolvement. I want to address that sickness right here. I gave a lot of thought to this after listening to what Lauren had to say. I want to know now, does my explanation make sense to you? The sickness that Australian men in particular have inside themselves and that we have in our Australian culture is a care little frustration. It is a do little about the threats avoidance, or it is an ignore politics that destroys us sickness. Yet I believe that men are the natural answer because they are nature's protectors, providers and leaders. Men are nature's warriors and defenders of their families, their territory and of their future. Equality in this situation is bullshit. This is a male job throughout nature. Females only get serious in defence in a crisis. So men, why are we so sick of trying? The number one reason is the bullshit factor. We are sick of the bullshit. We are wading in it. In World War I, on the Western Front, 20,000 men died trying to take a German-held hill because they were foolishly and treacherously forced to wade through mud up to their chins towards elevated German machine guns. Today, it's the bullshit that we wade through. It's up to our chins. It is the feminist bullshit, the equal opportunity bullshit, the workplace health and safety bullshit, the political bullshit, the family court bullshit, the media bullshit, the bullshit legislation and regulation. We are hit in the head by it from high places, machine gunned with bullshit. We are so covered up to our necks in bullshit that we can't even see the enemy. Our sickness is an aversion to the bullshit, a bullshit allergy, probably an overdose. Men are called to clear the bullshit, not to live in it or to fight in it. We've got to retreat, clean up, freshen up, and fight this battle on real terms, terms that we can win by. Australian men are the most resilient, innovative, determined, fierce, successful, unbeatable, defiant, larrikin army historically on earth. Trained at home to overcome a challenging natural environment, but we struggle with the political and social environment that politicians have built to settle us down. These smartasses have bullshitted us out of our position and smeared us with lies. Let's face it, no army, and certainly no Australian army, ever did well under a leadership of lies. And this is the source of much of our sickness. We can't seem to believe or see that the politicians that we vote for and have the gall to call themselves our leaders are not loyal to Australia or to us at all. They are now loyal to foreign ideologies and agendas. Agendas of corrupt internationals dealing out rewards in money and position to them. The UN and NATO, the European Union, Free trade? Bullshit. It sells out Australia wholesale. Did we see the shift from Australian loyalty to absolute corruption and treachery? No, we didn't. It was so rational, done so decently for world peace and advancement. Bullshit. We signed every UN treaty they put in front of us and then changed Australian law and our society to fit. We didn't see the corruption develop. We just kept on nodding and retreating into our corner until we decided we understood nothing. While our loyal government representatives signed away everything to please the suits at their foreign meetings and the bankers who owned them. It didn't make sense, but we kept voting for them because they wore suits and smiled to us in front of cameras on our TVs. They were bold and we voted them in, and so we nodded and we retreated. And they set the standard for ambitious Australians everywhere. They were the role models for the cheats all around us at work, in business and in our communities. The ladder climbers. Role models for playing the leadership game called politics. Sickening. This is the beginning of a mental illness. The sickness inside of us. The sense of impotence, powerlessness, confusion and anger. Then we heard we were selling our farms to China and Saudi Arabia. We heard about multiculturalism, a great thing based on the theory of equal opportunity. And we couldn't argue that it meant we were getting a divided nation of many cultures, rather than the culture and the nation that we wanted. A unified nation of decent leaders, one nation and one Australian culture made up of many ethnic backgrounds. We wanted our culture preserved and strengthened because it was a truly great culture. We didn't want it divided and spoiled. We were proud of it. Looking on in disbelief, feeling powerless, we got sicker inside. Why, I wonder? Because we trusted our leaders and we're even grateful that they did the job, saving us from having to deal with the political bullshit that we sometimes glimpsed on TV. The more they controlled it, the more dysfunctional it looked to us, the more powerless we felt. They signed up for agreements that led to the destruction of our strong family unit and to the shaming of men based on the often false accusations of their empowered women, given the benefit of the doubt in the courts of law, our justice system. That's enough to make you sick, and it made many Australian men sick to the point of suicide. They tore away the things that men and families were intrinsically motivated by, the protection of and the provision for their families and for their children. We were the problem now? No, we weren't. We were swamped by the problem and we were disempowered by more bullshit. We were wading in it. And that's the reason why we are sick. We laughed at the lies of the politicians for far too long. It's caught up with us now. It's now time to fix the problem. And the antidote, it's clearing the bullshit. How do we do that? We oppose and boycott the lies and the liars and the news. Boycott the betrayers. We turn off the TV and we talk to each other. We start thinking and talking amongst ourselves about the future that we want. We put avoidance and denial and bullshit behind us. And we take on board big doses of the truth. We insist on the truth. How do we start? I've got an idea. As a therapeutic project, we get up and we fight for loyal, new, political, common sense, patriotic Australian leadership. If you want to know more, and you should, read my books. They're available at www.patriotic-revival.com.au. The truth is the very best medicine.